you a regular giver to charity? Perhaps you have your charitable giving sorted and it's something that you regularly do. Or are you one of those people who gives on impulse when you see a good cause? So this particular topic, we're going to talk about charitable giving, who gives and why, and how much they give. So research shows that generally it's usually people who are less well off that are prompted to put money into charity buckets or to give on impulse for those less fortunate than themselves. So there is a body of research that suggests that the poor give more, and that's not taking anything away from the billionaires who set up charitable foundations and give mega millions to cancer research. For me personally, and for my partner too, our involvement in the Shitbox Rally and raising money for cancer research was all about growth and contribution. Neither of us had ever fundraised for anything before. It was something that we found extremely interesting, and it was interesting to note the skepticism amongst some of our friends around, they didn't want to feel obliged to contribute. They didn't want to feel that we as their friends would put them under pressure to give to a cause that they didn't feel motivated to do so. Contrast that with some of our other friends who were incredibly generous. Some would only give if there was this point 3 here about tax relief. Now for us that was a difficult concept because clearly we live in New Zealand and the Shitbox Rally in association with the Cancer Council is an Australian charity. So in trying to actually give that kind of tax relief, that was impossible for us. We didn't even really have a specific license to collect money for the Cancer Council in New Zealand, and because these things are quite heavily regulated. So we were actually working on people's generosity and their goodwill in order to be able to contribute, particularly without the tax relief. So that was interesting. In our experience, we did two Bunnings sausage sizzles. We did 2 at Mitre 10. We did a bacon butty fundraiser at the Brits at the Beach at Whangamata. We did a movie fundraiser, and then there were a number of extremely generous people in our social circle who contributed the rest. But it raises an interesting concept because it means that, this is the point 2 on this card, it seems that for a lot of encouragement to give, people need something in return. So we even did a movie fundraiser, and that was quite interesting. We hired a movie theatre, put on a movie, and there was about $10 per ticket that then was able to go into our kitty for the fundraising. So in our experience though, some of those tenets even that come out of the research didn't necessarily hold true, because we found that some people were incredibly generous and they would give even like $20 even when they didn't buy a sausage, and it was because they wanted the money to go towards cancer research. So I found for me personally that helped me change my outlook on giving, and I thought about the times when I've seen people doing charity fundraisers. I might agree with the cause, but really I didn't want to buy the cookies or the cakes or the sausages or whatever it was that they were selling. And so it helped me to think about being able to give specifically when asked for things like that. And now I set up my own personal fund to be able to put money aside so that I can always be ready when people ask me to give. The great model, I think, with the Shitbox Rally is that when the donations are made, apart from the sausage sizzles of course, but when the donations are actually made, they go directly into the Cancer Council bank account, and the donor gets a thank you letter from the Cancer Council as well. So that makes it completely transparent, and it means that people feel that they're they can see exactly where their money has gone, and they get that thanks not just from the person who's doing the fundraising, their friend, but they get it from the Cancer Council as well. So we were really happy with the model, and we would certainly recommend it to anybody else who's never done any of this kind of fundraising before.